how's it going? Juan Dhas here, and today I wanted to talk about visualization. Visualization of the fretboard, specifically using your chords, why your chords can help you out more than you think. Usually I get a lot of students coming to me asking, how do you look at the fretboard? How do you think when you're playing over changes? How do you get wider intervallic sounds? And this is a great way of actually getting to solve those problems or start looking at solutions for them. So the basic idea is just using chords as your main way of visualizing things across the fretboard. Now, when I say main way, I don't mean, okay, you're only going to see chords and nothing but chords. You're going to see them interwoven with your scales, your arpeggios, everything. It might be to get a more complete view of the fretboard. But one thing chords help me do, or visualizing chords, is get different structures. So for example, even just looking at those spread triads, I've got a fifth and then a sixth, or a sixth and a fifth, here another sixth and another sixth, right? So already I've just got these very big intervals, which gives me a very wider, open, more intervallic sound. And you can do this with any chord shape. Let's say I have this. First inversion, major 7, drop 2. It's great voicing, and this is why the guitar has such an advantage for this stuff, is because these voicings, for the most part, are easier to play on guitar than they are on, say, piano or other instruments. So here we have a fifth on the bottom, a minor second in the middle, and then a fifth on the top, right? So already when you play that ascending and descending, you get a very interesting melodic contour, or arc, or however you want to look at it. So one thing you can do is then start to use this as a way of creating some new ideas or new ways of getting around the guitar. Maybe you want to use this line or this shape as a line to springboard you to get to your next idea, if you will. So for example, let's say I'm in B flat and I have this, right? I'm seeing this shape and using that as my springboard and connecting it to a scale shape to then resolve with a melodic idea. Or I can do something, let's say I'm going to use this again, ascending, but I'm going to descend with a scale. Let's see how that sounds. Right? There's a cool idea. And really, this can apply to any chord shape. Let's say, I don't know, same thing, we've got an E flat. How about that? Okay. It's a different sound. How about another inversion of the same chord? Inspires some different ideas. How about another E flat chord? So there you see what I did. I went up this E flat 6 and then used an E flat triad shape to ascend and go to another idea. And then you can start linking these together to get more weaving phrases, if you will. They also make for great arpeggio textures. Let's say if you wanted to repeat an idea. Heads up, this is actually something I used in my Etude book that I put out a while ago. I think it was Etude 6 that focused entirely on the concept. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the performance video for that Etude and the breakdown video probably early next week or maybe tomorrow or one of these days, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But basically, let's say we have this shape. You can think of it as a minor 7 sharp 5 or B flat over D, whatever you feel most comfortable with and whatever the function dictates. But here, that's actually a really interesting melodic idea. So let's say I start moving that through the key of B flat. I'm just improvising at this point, but what you can see is that I'm moving through this, and if you're aware of the chord changes for a tune, that's another color you can employ. So these are some interesting ideas of what you can do with just using your chord shapes, and why you should probably focus on learning some more chords than you probably already have under your belt. But there's actually a really even more fundamental reason as to why. And it all comes down to your chord construction. So if you know what notes are in your chords, or roughly even what intervals make up your chords, for example, you know where your third, your fifth, and your seventh are, you have a very instant way of finding what notes are your chord tones. So let's take that C major 7 again that I played a while back. Right? Now, what notes am I using? I've got the third in the bass, seventh, root, and fifth. So now what I sometimes do is I use these shapes as kind of visual markers, and I see, okay, I want to resolve to my fifth. There's my fifth. Or let's take a different shape. Let's say this one. I have root, fifth, ninth, and seventh, right? And if I want, I can actually also see the third here. Resolving to my fifth. And actually what I was doing as I was resolving to that fifth, I was visualizing this shape in my head. So you'll see this actually shows I'm not strictly sticking to the chord shape. I'm not letting the chord shape dictate what I play. Rather, I can sometimes use the notes as visual markers, as I said, visual markers to just find out how to resolve, or how to use certain notes in a chord, in a line, whatever it may be. So if I'm improvising, let's say again, I'm going to choose B flat. It seems like the key of the day. I'm visualizing a spread triad there. Visualizing a sus, or rather an approach chord. And you see, just playing that chord shape, or that movement, I can then arpeggiate that, if you will. Gives me a much different sound. So all in all, just working on your chords and trying to really just improve your chord vocabulary is going to have a knock-on effect on your linear playing. And actually you'll find that as you start to learn more chords, and as you force yourself to start incorporating more chords into your linear playing is going to develop more of a harmonic sense. It's actually going to start feeling like you're outlining the harmony in a clearer manner. And it's a nice alternative to have to the traditional vocab, which probably is more akin to just a strict arpeggio over a chord type. So then you can move between the two effortlessly at one point or another. So I hope this lesson was helpful for you guys, and just offers you a different perspective into how you can approach the instrument when you're improvising. So if you like the video, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson.